How's it going, guys? This is back with another video today. This one is almost a continuation of the last one I just did on how to prepare your lawnmower for winter storage. This one is going to talk about the two-stroke stuff that we have. Specifically, in this case, a trimmer and a leaf blower. So I'm all done with these for the year. So what I'm going to do here is for both of these, I'm pretty much just going to do some basic stuff. So the first thing we're going to take care of is getting rid of the gas. So I get myself a little gas container, storage container, and I'm going to try and empty as much of the gas out of the fuel tanks that I have left here. Alright, so the number one problem that I see with stuff coming to me in the spring and why it won't start is because they left the last year's fuel in it, or they did what we're about to do, drain out all the fuel and run this thing dry of fuel in the carburetor, but then they go ahead and use last year's gas. They put last year's gas in it. So the fuel is a big issue, guys, especially with the ethanol fuel that we have nowadays. So what you really want to make sure you do is to get rid of, empty out the old fuel from your machines, even if it's fresh. You don't want to store it with this fuel left in here. So get as much of that out as possible. And if you're smart about, sort of preparing for winter coming, you can make sure that you just put a little bit of fuel in it as you need it, so that you're not having to drain out very much fuel. Not that these tanks hold very much anyways. So this fuel that you take out, although it's pretty good, unless you have a two-stroke snowblower like I do, or use two-stroke throughout the winter, you're going to want to dispose of this fuel properly through some sort of a recycling place locally. Next thing we're going to do is fire up both of these machines and let them run, because what we're trying to do is make sure we actually use up all the gas that's inside this carburetor as well. So I'm going to try and fire this up. And let it run until it runs out of gas. As it dies as well, guys, I will go ahead and try and hit the primer bulb to get all the fuel out of that primer bulb as well. And so you can see there, run it on choke and see if I can get it started again. Just trying to get as much of the fuel used up as I can. Alright, that's pretty much it. Alright guys, so that's pretty much it. This one, I'm going to do exactly the same thing. This one, this is going to give us our best chance for this thing to start again next year. So the next thing I'll do is just try and get the spark plug out, take a look at it. If you haven't replaced it in a couple years, then it might be a good idea to just replace your spark plug now. If it looks okay, then you can go ahead and just clean it up. And to clean it up, you just use a wire wheel. Yeah, that's what I do to clean that up. Wire brush would probably do just as good. And then use your gapping tool for the spark plug gap to make sure it's proper. And go ahead and reinstall that back in. So the last thing we're going to want to do is just to check over the air filter. This one's a foam air filter. I love these kind of air filters. If you've got a little paper style foam filter, you might have to change it. This one you can just wash out with soap and water if it's in bad shape. This one is in great shape. Again, I don't use a lot of my own equipment, to be honest, because I always have to test out everyone else's equipment to make sure when I fix them that they are fixed up properly. So I end up using a lot of other people's stuff. So same thing on this one, guys. Just check the spark plug, clean that up, reinstall it, check this air filter. And here's a paper one for you as an example. This one's in pretty good shape. I could probably just blow it off with some compressed air and it'll be good to go. Put it back in. So that's pretty much it, guys. The biggest thing, like I say all the time, is just making sure that you don't store it with fuel in it. If you're gonna store it with fuel in it, at least go that extra mile and put a little bit of fuel stabilizer in it. But that's it, guys. Very simple, quick, easy video for these two strokes. That's all I pretty much do. The other thing you can do is inspect the fuel lines, because the fuel lines a lot of times go bad. They get crusty and hard on these two strokes, but mine are actually in really decent shape. So, alright guys, hopefully it was informative, and hopefully I can save you some money and your machines will start up for you in the springtime. So if you like the video, go ahead and hit the like button and the subscribe button in the bottom of the screen there. It helps me out on this channel. And until next time, guys, take care.